Hey everyone, Demi here, and another video. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been able to do more than one at a time, yeah? Well, the hardhead video was kind of dragging, so I wanted to get another one out, sort of try to keep the keep the videos flowing, because I really do want to talk about this with more people. So, since hardhead kind of drug a little bit, let's talk about something a little bit more recent. Not current, mind you. We've got plenty of old stuff to go through before we can catch up to current. But I want to take a look at everybody's favorite punching bag for a second. The movies. Or at least the Michael Bay movies. Now, let's be honest, the toy line for the movies was a little rough. We had basically Unicron Trilogy Engineering trying to do that. Like, it's so much. And to be honest, the early stuff really did show that it was not the best engineering for those designs. I really like what Studio Series has done with them recently, but it's taken a bit for us to be able to actually show off that kind of character. But let's take a look at that original attempt. Let's take a look at those original toys. We're not doing a big thing here, as you've already seen by the title. We're just going to do a little thing of Movie 1 Leader Optimus. I've had this guy boxed up on a shelf for a little bit. Found him on eBay, sealed in box. So, unfortunately, this isn't the same one I had as a kid. That's been lost to yard sales eons ago. But let's take a quick look at him. And, of course, we'll start with the packaging. So, packaging on this guy is fantastic. I love this sort of slanted curve design to it. I love the colors of just red with like tech details hiding underneath. They really went all out with making this a fun box. And honestly, even after the events of this video, I intend to keep him in the box. I intend to use this as how to display him. But it is unfortunate to have to see this get unboxed. But that's something I'm willing to do. So, let's go ahead and ruin the hearts of collectors by opening this. Wait, how old is this? It's 16 years old? Wait. Oh, God. Is this what Gen 1ers feel like when I review their childhood toys? Oh, my goodness. Sorry, that hit me like a ton of bricks. I am too young to feel this old. Well, we're gonna have to open it sooner or later. So I might as well stop beating around the bush and open it. And here we are. Oh my God. Oh, I have not held this guy in far too long. That is my first reaction. This guy. I remember him so fondly. It's such a stupid toy and I love it. Now, full context, in between the clip of me unboxing it and the actual holding it right here, I did replace the batteries, so that's just cards on the table. I have replaced the batteries. It did not work when I first opened it to try to do any of the gimmicks, but this is also first reaction to any of the gimmicks since the last time I owned this figure. Oh my god, it's just as good as I remember.
Oh,
so, first impressions now that he's back in my hands of the robot mode. Yeah, it's definitely a solid attempt at the movie leader. I am very enthralled by it. It's got an energy to it that I can't quite describe. Like, it's very clearly boxy, but trying not to be. Like, the legs are so clearly just a smattering of wheels, but it's fun. It's a fun smattering of wheels. And the detailing is honestly really fun on this figure. It's not movie accurate, not in the slightest, but it's so fun. And I don't think anything can properly be, like, movie accurate and transform. Like, there's no way you can get both perfectly. But overall, it's a lovely, lovely robot mode, even if it is showing its age a little bit compared to some of the modern stuff. Though size-wise, it's showing its age too, because, whew, this is a hefty fella. For this review, I think I'm going to compare him to some other primes from my collection, namely ones that I mentioned earlier. So, let's compare him to AG1 Prime. This one is the Power of the Primes leader class. Let's compare him to Cybertron Prime. Not sure which form I'll do, so here's a smattering. I might do multiple. And with the animated Optimus Prime, or the Voyager one specifically, because I don't have the deluxe one. We'll get into size comparisons later, but I love him so much. So, let's talk posability. It's been a while since I've had a posability section, yeah? So, this figure has a swiveling head, not a ball joint, but it is a swivel, which is nice. Shoulders are on a very nice 360, with the shoulder guards. They're on a ball joint and a hinge. Arms do move out. A double elbow, more for transformation, but still cool to see on a figure this old. There is a swivel at the elbow, which is nice. No swivel at the hand, but individually moving out fingers. No joints in the fingers, but they are individually posable, with a ball joint at the thumb. On the left, or on the right hand of the figure, there is also the weapon, which is on a sort of rotation to store on the side of the arm and swing out to cover the hand, which is cool. Then, moving down the figure, no waist rotation, unfortunately, which, you could take it or leave it. It's 2006. The hips are on a very nice ratchet, though beware, the back of his upper legs do have a bit of kibble clipped on there, so as it moves, it will likely untab. They do move out as well, but not quite super out given the kibble, unless you twist the leg on the hip joint. Which, he can get a decent kick, about as far as I can. If you untab the kibble, the knee has a little bend, not 90, unfortunately, but it's pretty okay. The feet are on, surprisingly, it looks like either a series of hinges or... No, it is a giant ball joint. The feet are on a giant ball joint, which is nice. It's nice to see that, meaning you can actually get some pivot in there. And, of course, technically, while not intended, he does have a butterfly joint. It's not intended, and it is technically partially transforming the arm. But hey, we're not gonna complain about a butterfly. So yeah, what an interesting robot mode. Very much a movie well, not movie accurate, but very much a movie design. So, I'm going to let you guys go ahead and cut to the transformation sequence where I know what I'm doing, and I'm going to sit here and figure out how to transform him live. Whew. That's a transformation. Yeah, I am, kind of stunned, even now, with how this transformation goes. It is, honestly, a really nice end result truck. I, even now, still kind of not sure how I feel about this version of Movie Prime, just with the design being so much of a departure from anything I'm used to. Granted, I'm used to good old Fire Truck McGee over here, but... Flames? Not to rehash a 15-year-old argument, but... Really? Flames? Like, it's a cool look, but... What about the Autobot leader, the Abraham Lincoln type, screams flames? Granted, I wouldn't exactly call Movie Prime an Abraham Lincoln. with how many bots he just... I'm not putting clips because I'm too lazy, but... And I don't want to get copyright struck, but... Whew! What a violent guy. But the truck mode is pretty nice. It's a decent size, and it's pretty compact, all things considered. All of the robot detail pretty much hides away perfectly, to a point where I think they started with the vehicle mode and then figured out how to get the robot mode out of it. Looking at the bottom of the vehicle, it's amazing how little robot actually shows. Granted, it's mostly because the back of the truck's on struts connecting and all you see is legs and the flipped over crotch, which, by the way that crotch plate just kind of pulls a 180 with the whole section to get the legs to match up, pretty nice. But it really does mask a lot of the robot detail very well. Yeah, it honked at me. This is one thing I miss with current figures, is I miss the lights and sounds. I miss the gimmicks that very much were there for playing. And I feel like a lot of the even mainline stuff has gotten very in its head about all that. It's not lights and sounds. It's not... Well, they're fun, but I feel like they've lost some of the charm that these guys had. Like, again, I'm a Cybertron fanatic. I will, at some point, do a big ol' review of just about everything I want to talk about with Cybertron. Or at least, like, a smattering from across it. But, that's one thing I loved about the leaders, the ultra classes. They had gimmicks. And that's something I miss, is toys having gimmicks. And not just, surprise, there's a handle here that you can flip out and have somebody hold on to. Not calling out Commander Class Jetfire, but it's the first thing I saw on the shelf, so first thing I'm going to bring up. But just having a truck where you can press a button and it honks at you. It's just a fun little touch. Oh shoot, I never talked about the missile. He's got a missile on him. Let's see if I can get this right. Size comparisons. Here he is with Power of the Primes Prime, Cybertron Prime, in whichever form I pick, and Animated Prime, Voyager's class. And you know what? I'm going to throw in another truck one for fun. Classics Prime. Sure, why not? And that's that. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed our little outing with the truck. And have a great rest of your day, everyone. Bye. Whew. Okay. That's another review in the books. Well, in the books by the time you're seeing this. At the moment, it's just some scripting, or lack of scripting, and some videos to record and then edit it all together. So, future stuff, because I'm going to make this a little after thing. I fully want to talk about Cybertron, like figures from Cybertron. I just today, as of recording this bit, got a hand on Cybertron Galvatron, which I'm so excited to look at some point. I might do a Galvatron hoedown, or no, if I'm going to do something and call it a hoedown, I'm going to do a hotshot hoedown, but I need to get more hotshots for that. And then Shattered Glass I want to take a look at. I've got the Jetfire, as I mentioned, that I was looking at, Megatron, Goldbug, Starscream is somewhere, not here yet. I've got to finish looking at those Combaticons. I really do want to continue looking at them. I've got so many of the modern toys. I might do a Beast Bonanza 2, depending on how I feel, because I've got a few more I'd like to talk about. Yeah. We've got a lot of stuff coming up down the pipeline, and I'd love to have you here for it.